And now for the second left aligned letterhead that I made, for which I already prepared the package, the envelope and the business card. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to go over everything that I made, explain it to you. And before we go on to these here, I actually want to show you some changes that I made since I last opened this, since you last saw it. So one of the changes that I made is that I aligned this text here with this here, the top of the text, the top of the top line with the text, but I also did something else. Now, when you last saw this, I had actually aligned the bottom of this black box here to the bottom of the envelope window, and then this was further up as well, because what I did is with these here, I made this exactly half as high as this, so the middle of this, the bottom of this is actually the middle of this black box, but everything was a little bit higher. But then I realized that that's not going to work because of the way that the envelope folds into three, because I also have these here, and these were a little bit higher as well. So I pulled everything down. So now these two green and black boxes are exactly in the middle third part of the letterhead, and this comes down exactly to the bottom of the upper third of the letterhead. So those are the changes that happened, and those are the changes that I then actually transferred onto here. Now let's start looking at what I did here. So I took the green and the black boxes and I put them on the back flap, which, as you know, I have already done that with the first left aligned letterhead and also the centered letterhead, because that seems to me to be a good place to put part of the identity. And just the way that this is just equal, this is equal to this, and then this is half the height of this. So what I have here, if I come back to here, is exactly cut from the middle. So this is exactly the middle of the envelope. I'm not sure if I still have a guide here. I don't. I actually moved the guide in order to align this here. But anyway, take my word for it, this is exactly the middle. Now, I took this text here and I brought it over here. But because I would not have been able to put the text like this on the back flap of the envelope, I actually stretched it out. I made it much longer, which for the back flap of the envelope is a good strategy. Then I took the cat and the logotype and I brought them over here, and just as I did with the previous one and also the centered one, I actually made the logotype black, and the cat is exactly the same as here. And then these two here I put over here, except I'm not sure completely whether I want to keep those here. Let's see. Envelope, left side bars. I'm not sure if I actually need these, so I am going to need to think about that some more, because it actually looks pretty good like this as well. The window is here. The kind of like where the cat thins out the most gets aligned to the left of the window. So I'm keeping these for now, but I'm not sure whether this doesn't actually look better without those bars, whether those are over designed or not. However, they are here, and I thought that it might be good to have that also reflected here in terms of creating the consistency of the branding. But then on the other hand, we already have a consistency because we have these turquoise and black boxes. We have the cat, we have the logo. Okay, the logo is black now, it's white here, but the cat is the same. obviously, needless to say, let me zoom in one more time. Obviously this is flipped because of the back flap, because it's on the back flap of the envelope. But if we come in here, the leading is the same as this. In fact, this is exactly the same size, so this is exactly the same leading. It is exactly the same point size. It is exactly the same font. So all of those things are completely consistent. Now let's go down to here. So this is the back of the envelope, where I just again use those turquoise and black boxes. Again, exactly from the middle. The cat is here. The logotype is placed here. And if we open up this guide, the bottom of the logotype is aligned exactly to the bottom of the text on the front of the envelope. Same font, same, this is bold, and then, so this is bold here, this is bold, his name is bold, and then when we come over here, then this is bold. So again, we are observing typographic consistency. That's one of the most important things that is going to pull a visual identity together, is the typographic consistency. I have the social media links here, but what I did with this one is that let's see, here's the address. I actually put these inside. I pulled them in a little bit. I gave them an indent, as it is called, and then I put the social media icons exactly aligned to this here, and then exactly aligned from the middle. Remember what I have said many times, round things should always get aligned from the middle, so they are, even though they are very small, they should still get aligned from the middle. But then when we go to these two lines and we have to click on the paragraph, as you can see they have an indent from the left which is 10 points. So if this was 0, they would be all the way aligned, but they are actually 10 points inside, which gives me a nice little room for the social media icons, which are then aligned perfectly to here. His name is here, and let's see, let's just look at the whole thing together again one more time. So let me actually do it like this: turquoise, turquoise, black, black, equal width here, equal width here and here, and equal width here and here. Black cat aligned to the bottom of efendi, of the E, aligned to the E, aligned to the E. In fact, this is exactly the same because I just took this here and just dragged it here as a whole folder. So it's this folder right here. When I close this, the whole thing gets closed. So, and this here is also a whole folder. So I just took that folder and dragged it here, and that was all I did. So obviously I have the same values. Now let's continue. Let me go back here. Address, Archivo condensed light, Archivo condensed bold. .8 points. What I should do, and I will do that right now, is I should round these off to an equal size, to a whole number. so I'm just going to make it 7. Let's see, what do we have here? 9.999, 9.999, and then here we have 9.22, so this can become 10, and then this one line can just move out a bit. And so now I actually did that adjustment right here in front of you. We should always round things off to full numbers, never have decimal points. Okay, so then if we come here, envelope, address, archivo light, archivo bold, what's the leading? It's 6 point, well, the point size is 7. Let me just grab all of it and correct that as well now. And this we had at 9.5 on the other one, but then this one line we made a little bit wider, we made that 10. So now we have the same thing here as well. And here again, it's the same thing, archivo bold, archivo light, same leading. I mean, I made very minor adjustments to, I just rounded them off to full numbers rather than decimal points, so that's not really going to affect the appearance. So basically, when we look at everything in this way, then we can see that this is all consistent. Now, like I said, let me just close this. Although I have this here and here, it looks very nice actually, because there's a distance. Here, I put it here for consistency's sake. I am not completely sure that it should be here because it's too close to the flap, and also it looks to me like an over design. So what I will probably do is I will probably let that go. I will probably not use it. That's it for the second left aligned letterhead, envelope and business card package. And from here we will now continue to the final tutorial of the stationery package, which will be the folder, as a part of which I'm also going to talk a little bit about backgrounds and patterns and things like that. So I'll see you then.